The internet is currently reeling from a leak of text messages between Colleen Hoover and Hollywood superstar Blake Lively. If you thought the drama surrounding the It Ends With Us press tour was just a bit of awkward body language, think again. We are diving into a rabbit hole of glazing, industry shade, and a list of 57 items that might just be the most mysterious document in Hollywood history. But before we get into the full drama, we have to ask, at what age does peer pressure actually stop? Because, as it turns out, even being a multi-millionaire author doesn't make you immune to the cool girl effect. In the leaked texts between Colleen Hoover and Blake Lively, the power dynamic is jarring. As Elsie points out, Hoover's messages feel like a child seeking validation from a parent, or a middle schooler desperate to be in the in crowd. The conversation starts innocently enough in May 2024, with talk of Rome, Vancouver real estate, and empty living rooms. But very quickly, the tone shifts from professional collaborators to a two-person fan club. They aren't just making a movie, they are highlighting their loyalty to one another in neon green. But what happens when that loyalty requires you to turn your back on the person who actually made your movie happen? Here is where the story gets truly bizarre. During the editing process of It Ends With Us, there was a well-documented rift between director Justin Baldoni and the Lively Hoover camp. Baldoni had his cut of the film. Lively had hers. In one text, Colleen Hoover tells Blake that she watched both versions side by side. Her verdict? She claims she has a list of 57 things she loved more about Blake's version than Justin's. 57. Not 5. Not 10. 57 specific points of improvement. To put that in perspective, that's roughly one fix for every 2 minutes of screen time. Elsie, our video guide, asks the question we're all thinking, what on earth were those 57 things? The text messages describe Colleen cackling and smelling the food in the tinfoil while watching Blake's edit. It's a level of fawning that feels, frankly, exhausting. If you think a 57-point list is petty, wait until you hear how they talked about the man who held the camera. When Justin Baldoni requested a film by credit, a standard, albeit prestigious, credit for directors who shepherd a project from inception to completion, the clause came out. Blake Lively's response in the texts. She dismissed his request as upsetting, claiming he was insisting on his name being everywhere. She even went as far as to say that his notes were essentially worthless because you can only do so much for bad taste. Colleen, the author of the source material, chimed in by suggesting that Justin shouldn't even be on the poster. Honestly, it should just be you, Blake, on the poster, Hoover texted. Think about that for a second. The author of a book about domestic violence and the complexity of human relationships suggested erasing the director and male lead entirely to satisfy a celebrity's ego. Does Blake Lively really not care about billing, as she claimed in the texts? Or is there a paper trail that proves otherwise? In the leaked texts, Blake Lively plays the martyr. She tells Colleen, I never care about a poster or billing credit, but in this scenario, it actually hurts. As Elsie highlights, we only have to look back at the promotional material for a simple favor too. If you look at those posters, Blake Lively's name isn't just first, it's physically positioned higher than her co-star, Anna Kendrick. In the industry, this is a calculated move. You don't get your name higher by accident. You get it through rigorous contract negotiations. So, when Blake tells Colleen she doesn't care about credits, she's essentially gaslighting the situation. And Colleen, seemingly drinking the Kool-Aid, laps it up. She even goes as far as to say that when she co-wrote a book, she refused to sign the contract until her co-author's name was the same size as hers. She's trying to show Blake she's one of the good ones, while simultaneously helping Blake diminish Justin Baldoni's work. At the end of the day, Justin Baldoni and his production company, Wayfarer, were the ones who saw the potential in It Ends With Us long before it was a Hollywood must-have. He championed the project, secured the rights, and brought Colleen Hoover into the cinematic fold. By siding so aggressively with Blake Lively, to the point of mocking the director's bad taste and suggesting his erasure from the marketing, Colleen Hoover may have burned the very bridge that gave her a seat at the table. The drama of It Ends With Us isn't just about a movie. What do you think? Is Colleen Hoover just a victim of Hollywood peer pressure, Or did she show her true colors in these texts? Would you have the guts to tell a global superstar that they're being petty? Or would you start highlighting in green? 2. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's discuss whether bad taste is a valid critique or just a convenient excuse to take control.